Yeah, I just started both cameras at the same time. This is my new trick that I've been doing. I don't know if I'm going to call it a trick, but I'm going to put a red filter on this camera. I'm going to run this camera on whatever, probably the Michael Oziak channel um, or the Miguel Everyone channel. Run research vids through on them. And I'm working on still, I'm just going to do the last couple parts of this series that I'm doing. Trying to think of his Oliver Anthony. So I'm just doing a quick series to Oliver Anthony. I cannot pause this other camera. I don't know if this is going to help my fucking lighting or not because the lighting in here is really shitty. So and I'm trying not to glare the screen while I'm doing this because I think I might be able to get both of these to go at the same time. And I'm just gonna do a video just like everyone else is doing. They're just educational videos, but except mine are a little different because I'm making mine all about the electromagnetic nanocarbon. So let's hear him out again.
Well, I've been selling my soul, working all day, overtime hours for bullshit pay, so I can sit out here and waste my life away. Drive back home and drown my troubles away. It's a damn shame what the world's gotten to for people like me, people like you. Wish I could just wake up and it not be true, but it is. All it is, living in the new world with an whole soul. These rich men know the rich men, Lord knows they all just wanna have total control. Wanna know what you think, wanna know what you do, and they don't think you know, but I know that you do. 'Cause your dollar ain't shit, and it's taxed to no end. 'Cause the rich men know the rich men. I wish politicians would look out for miners, and not just miners on an island somewhere. Lord, we got folks in the street, ain't got nothing but heat, and the obese milking welfare. God, if you're 5'3" and you're 300 pounds, taxes ought not to pay for your bags of fudge rounds. Young men are putting themselves 6 feet in the ground, 'cause all this damn country does is keep on kicking them down. Lord, it's a damn shame what the world's gotten to for people like me, people like you. Wish I could just wake up and it not be true, but it is. All it is, living in the new.
You know what? There's a really good one.
With an whole soul. These rich men know the rich men, Lord knows they all just wanna have total control. Wanna know what you think, wanna know what you do, and they don't think you know, but I know that you do. 'Cause your dollar ain't shit, and it's taxed to no end. 'Cause the rich men know the rich men. I've been selling my soul, working all day, overtime hours for bullshit pay.
Okay, I'm gonna take this apart now, and as I'm watching, and with this other camera, I got a red filter on it. Let's see, actually the camera over here has a red filter on it on the video, so I may change the color of the filter. I am. It's already red. Let's make sure I'm gonna use it. Yeah, it does look pretty good. Okay, so I'm changing this filter out before I start on his video. I think I'm gonna go just yellow. So I'm gonna put a yellow filter on this camera here. This will also be up next to this video here that I'm playing. And I guess I'm gonna start it at the beginning. Let's see. And just to start out with talking about Oliver Anthony's music and this new hit song that he's got out that a lot of people like. So this song is a totally propaganda song, but I can't claim that he knows that he's part of the big game. I don't know that for sure, because I don't know him. So I'd have to take the time, go watch the rest of his videos. He seems religious on the Christian side, but a lot of the terminologies and the words that are in here are working against, you know, all sides, so that the side that's loving this right now, I guess they're calling them populist. It's the populist anthem. But he's all the words that he's using throughout the song, from Lord. I was explaining in an earlier video, the word Lord starts off with an L, it ends with a D that you don't even have to really pronounce hard, and it still sounds good, like Lord, you know, Lord. You can almost leave out the D and just end it nicely and softly. Where the word God starts off hard and cuts and then ends, you don't have any choice but to put a hard D on it, because you can't say God, so you got to say God, and then it ends in a D. So I know it sounds strange, but it's true. So he uses a lot of this stuff. Then he talks about his soul, selling his soul. These are big impact terms that are all been inset in us religiously, mostly. And then the people that he's against, he's a middle class working guy, so of course we're all pitted against each other. So he's talking that it's the fault of the little fat poor person, or it's the rich fat rich person, and it's either one of them. It's not. He can't look at himself. He's not going to be able, which nobody can. That's the mirror neuron manipulator. We're able to lie to ourselves really easily because of this mirror neuron manipulator that majority of people have. And we're able to bypass our mirror neuron and overlook ourselves, just lie to ourselves at our own whim. So it's maybe a meaningful song. I mean, he's obviously singing it with soul and spirit in the song. Not only the words, but the way he's singing it has soul too. So he obviously means, it seems to me that he means what he's singing. So that just means that he was programmed to believe these things. So let's listen to a few words of it while we're watching this other video's on play, right? No, it's on pause.
Working all day.
Sorry about that.
Overtime hours for bullshit pay, so I can sit out here and waste my life away. Drive back home and drown my troubles away. It's a damn shame what the world's gotten to.
Okay, so he uses the word world in this video quite a few times, and then he talks about the new world, which is part of the new world order, and all these things that I've been talking about lately as well, which is anything with the word globe, the word world, anything to do with space aliens, outer space nonsense, whether it's Elon Musk nonsense or NASA, it all has to be ignored. It all has to be ignored now, because none of it is real. It's not based on any reality. I know that's going to be hard for people to believe, but it's not. And so all that's all garbage. And if we're going to continue to pretend to believe in that stuff, because it's so ridiculous that we have to actually pretend. That mirror neuron manipulator is working full force in order for us to convince ourselves that that whole outer space nonsense, the whole entire heliocentric model, for that matter, is all reality, because we were taught from birth. We were taught it from birth in school, in our books, and then onto, like I was saying the other day, television shows, movies, you name it. It's all over the fucking place. We've been totally zombified. And so that's going to be hard for people to get their heads around. Go look at the real system. Go look at the true creators work, and you'll see what I'm telling you is true. And you'll know that all that other shit is all nonsense. And then I've had people when I was doing the Harold Koch series talking about, oh, come on, I mean, come on. Some of them went and seen rocket launches and everything. They didn't just only see them on TV, but they went and seen them. That doesn't mean anything to me. I'm not going to argue ridiculous shit. Your flying penises are exactly that. They're all, just like I'm telling you this song is, it's all propaganda. Even the shit that we do individually and we don't even realize that it's propaganda, it's still all propaganda. Because I actually like this song, yeah, but I also recognize all these things about the song that no one else is going to talk about, no one else is going to look at. It is definitely a popular song, but it's also a song that they're going to use to make themselves feel bigger and above everybody else. You know, we're above the poor because we're working class, and then no conversations about the poor are purposely poor. It's all, everything is purposeful, um, and we're purposely pitted against each other in all classes and all races and everything else. So why not wake up to that so we don't have to continue doing this ridiculous shit? Let me play a couple more minutes and of this here and there, and then we'll keep talking about it. So what I'm saying about the soul, he sold my soul and all that. You know, it's all.
Well, I've been selling my soul, working all day, overtime hours for bullshit pay.
Yeah, exactly. So it's not like anybody's gonna get together, and then he talks about taxes in here. So when he's talking about taxes, yes, we all zombified. We all believe that paying these taxes is proper and right. I mean, it's ridiculously bad, bad, bad. We There was a cutoff point. I don't know when it was, thousands of years ago. There was a cutoff point when all that whole taxation shit and stuff went really bad, and it only got worse. And then yeah, it was just never got good. It was never good. I can't look back. That's not one of the things you can look back and say, oh, it was much better in the 20s and in the 30s. No, it was fucking bad even before that and got worse, and it never was good. So, because it's all unfair and it's never been fair, and it's otherwise people would. You hear out of everyone's mouth, oh, I love paying my taxes. I don't. I love paying taxes. That's what I majority hear. But these are zombie slaves that have been programmed and don't even know what these taxes go to. They don't know what it's spent on. They don't realize or think of, even when they're being told right in their face that we're giving $72 billion to a war, let's say, to go over and murder hundreds of thousands of people. Our name is on that fucking money. So you're paying in the taxes still. No one's standing up by the thousands saying, no, 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 no. We're not doing. No, no one ever does. They just go along with it, and after it's done, So you have to again lie to yourselves. Oh, we got a reason to be doing these things, Then when it's a war on ourselves, like we're having in every country is having a war on themselves, and that's what we're doing right now. Oh, I wanted to mention that too because he talks about a little of that too. Was that so Trump's coming back according to the Freemasonry Illuminati-ish rumor mill, then Trump is the final trumpet. So when Trump comes back in, and it seems like they're going to use this Donald Trump, not the other, not his son Donald Trump. It seems like they're going to do it all with him. The country's going to break up. So the United States is going to break up. That's why they say it's the final president, because the states that he's going to take, then there'll be the Democratic states and the Republican states is how I guess they're going to do it. To my best guess. But so far, everything else that I was talking about under the Candace Owens series has all been coming into play as we've been going along, and that's the final part of it. Is like I was saying that. So all this shit about him being indicted and all this stuff. It's all part of the play. Everyone likes to be entertained, so they're all entertainers. All these politicians, and that's exactly what they're doing. They're entertaining the shit out of everybody. So, but the final thing, hate to ruin the show for you, but that is what the plan is that who knows who it'll be on the Democratic side. My guess back then, when I was doing the Candace Owens series, I was saying that it would most likely be Michelle Obama and Hillary probably running on a ticket, probably with Michelle being president and Hillary being vice president, or some kind of crazy shit like this. they might get Gavin Newsom or somebody else, whatever his name is, they might get him or something involved as a battle between them, but most likely it's going to be somebody big like that because this is going to be a big deal when this all goes down. Because Biden was put in to be the little old man who was senile, who just accidentally, crushed the fucking country while the country stood back and looked and watched it all happen and said, "Oh, the poor old guy, the poor old guy." That's exactly what I fucking said on the Candace Owens series, and that's exactly the way they've been playing it out, and that's what they're doing. So they're killing everything that was left. Not to say that Trump was already killing a bunch of shit on his own, but he was doing it on a Republican name. So he was doing the same shit. They're all working for the same goal, but they claim that they're working to save the country and make the country better. Nah, man, it's all been a fucking joke, really, when you're watching it from the angle that I'm seeing it all. So yeah, so Trump's gonna. So all this shit about Trump being indicted, that gets everybody inflamed. Oh my God, they're trying to indict our president. Guys who are trying to run for president and all this, So it's all a game. It sucks. It's really too bad. I mean, all of it. It's all, what a show, huh? What a fucking stupid show. I mean, then you got the press so involved, even the internet press, the YouTube people and all that, the Megyn Kellys and Tucker Carlson now, and all the YouTube, Joe Rogans and all these people. What a fucking show this has been. Jordan Peterson and all these people, and there's so many millions more, but just on those bigger ones, it's pretty amazing, to watch it all. You watch Jordan Peterson's videos now, and for a long time, I can't even stand it anymore because he's got all this melodramatic music and everything going in the background, and he's got all this crazy melodramatic shit going on around him and stuff. I mean, just don't fucking overdo it. People just want to be talked to honestly, I think, at this point, right? But he can't do that. He doesn't have it in him either. He's too much of an actor. Rubin is better than Jordan Peterson for being at least a real person. And most likely Jordan Peterson's being taken down roads of all that weird shit because of his whoever's doing his videos for him. I'm assuming it doesn't seem like his personality to do all that, but maybe. It's been crazy. So to watch them all, and the whole shit about the press finding the diary, right? And then the son is in trouble, and then the diary gets found. Who the hell leaves a diary behind like that, talking about the most private personal shit from the time that they were a little kid? Diaries don't last that fucking long, people. Come on. So she's talking about shit that happened 10, 15 years earlier in her diary that they found. What the hell kind of diary is this that lasts you from the time you're 6 years old until you're in your 20s or whatever she is, late 20s, early 30s? Come on, man. It don't fucking happen. It's all ridiculous shit, but nobody ever puts the pieces together and calls it nonsense from the beginning. Oh no, we're gonna have all this whole background story that the fucking guy, he found, this is running, right? No, how the hell did it pause again? The fuck? Or it didn't hit play last time? I don't know what the fuck happened to it. What a bitch. So, anyways, so that is the story with Trump. Trump's coming back in. His fans love all this shit going on with him. There's no, you know what I mean? So this is what's going to break up the country, most likely, I'm guessing. It just seems like that's the road they're going to be taking. Because they're going to have Trump. I mean, the next thing you know, you're going to see Trump behind fucking bars and in front of the Inquirer or the Times and whatever, you know what I mean? And then everybody's going to go bust him out. It'll be some crazy nonsense, going on the whole time, The whole system's corrupt. Well, no shit. The system's been corrupt all along. To make it sound like it's just corrupt now under Biden's justice system, no way. It's fucking corrupt the whole fucking time.
So I can sit out here and waste my life away, drive back home and drown my troubles away. It's a damn shame what the world's gotten to for people like me, people like you. Wish I could just wake up
So the new world, using the word world, using the word globe, using these words that are propaganda words that are falsities. Once everybody wakes up and everybody go looks at the true creator's work and sees the true creator, the false creator slash creator, and sees that everything for what it actually is, then all that just goes away magically. It's just all gone, because you're never going to believe any of them again. So when they use those terms, you're going to be like, right? You're going to be like, fuck, you get the fuck out of here with this shit, you know? Because you're going to see it all. You're going to see it all for yourselves. You're not going to believe none of them anymore. But right now, everywhere you hear the word, it makes this huge impact when you hear the word world or the globe, and there's globes everywhere, and every book you open and every channel you turn on, it's some outer space nonsense. It's been had to push really, really hard on the human population in order to believe that shit. Cats and dogs and apes don't believe that fucking spinning wet pear rocket ball nonsense. They're not buying it. But humans, we buy all the propaganda. That's what I was saying about Americans. You know, gotta love being American, because we're not communists. We're capitalists. We beg to be slaves. We don't just say, okay, you know, we're gonna be slaves. All right, communists. All right, yeah, we get it. You know, you're gonna make sure that we're okay. Yep, okay. As long as you don't fuck with us, we're fine with living as communists. Okay, not capitalists. No, capitalists are a different story. Please enslave us. Give us all your fucking stupid, silly shit, material things. Give us all those things and let us have them and pretend that we're something, because we have nothing, and because all this shit is really nothing. So just material fucking things. They mean nothing when you go see the true creator's work and you see and realize, oh my God, this internet shit is garbage compared to the true creator's energy, and us being able to use that to communicate with each other. Oh, forget it. And then the visuals on the true creator's work compared to what we can do as humans with our holographic image bullshit, fake ass nonsense. Nothing compared to the true creator's work. So, you know, it's ridiculous. It's fucking ridiculous, the whole thing, man. That we keep playing along with all this shit. So here he is. He's a nice guy. I don't know this guy. I'm just, going to go through his song because it's such a popular hit and everything like that, especially among conservatives and populists. And those are the people that I'm calling out right now. So I just figured it was a way to...
Weapon hole, so
So old soul, again, old soul. When you're using every word, probably every word, and if not, at least one word of every sentence that he has is all propaganda words and terms that are being used. He does use the word God. I was saying the other day he uses the word Lord all the time, which is a nice sounding word. He does use the word God, but he uses it in a negative sense. Watch. Listen. It's coming up, I think.
Lord knows they all just wanna have total control. Wanna know what you think. Wanna know what you do. And they don't think you know, but I know that you do. 'Cause your dollar ain't shit, and it's constant no end. 'Cause the rich men, 'cause the rich men.
Yeah, right here. No, not even. Next one.
Look out for miners, and not just miners on an island somewhere. Lord, we got folks in the street, ain't got nothing to eat, and the whole beach milking welfare. So God, if you're 5'3" and you're 300 pounds.
So right there. So God, if you're 5'3" and you're 300 pounds. So you don't put Lord if you're 5'3" and 300 pounds. No, you're going to put it on the front of a negative sentence, right? So God, right, is the word that he chooses to use right there. So I don't know psychologically that he's thinking this out when he's doing this. It's probably just all rolling off his tongue when he made up the song, Let me hear this again.
Miners on an island somewhere. Lord, we got.
And that's another one. He uses the minors and children and taking advantage of those words, especially right now, because again, what we've been doing for the longest time of abusing ourselves, each other, our children, all the shit that we've been doing as a human species, not individually. Because as individuals, I'd like to think that everyone loves their children, equally. Like everybody would feel the way that I feel. But if that's, I know I've seen evidence that that's not always the case. But then there's also all these situations where children get ripped away from their parents. Like we had all the time periods where you had the time periods where during wars and things like that. I'm going back to the 20s, 30s, and 40s. We heard all the stories. You can go on the internet still now today, and there's a lot of people that were talking about them. I'll remember some of their names in a minute. But they were showing times that after the wars, all these kids were infiltrating, integrating into other countries, just like we're doing now. We never stop doing it. We do it all the time. So you had all these Ukrainians, let's say. Now, again, my videos probably get fucked up on talking about it. But you have all the Ukrainians now that have shipped over to Poland and integrated and migrated into other areas around Germany and all this, right? We had that just happen recently. Some of them even the other way into Russia because they rather be part of Russia, so they went that way. But they all integrated and migrated all in these different areas. Well, we always been doing that. Same way we've got our borders open now to all these people, to pretty much anybody, and we've been doing nothing in our country except killing all these people and frustrating the shit out of them for the last 30 years at least, all over the place, everywhere. It's unbelievable how fucking silly it is that we would do that as a people. I always keep funding it, as a human population, supporting it with our lives because we would send our children off to these stupid, ridiculous wars based on nonsense. You know, and then sing about it and say, and then, we're the poor us. We did all this, we did it to ourselves. So why is it poor us? It's the same thing this guy's trying to sing about and say about the poor people. But if the middle class and the average Joe cannot look at ourselves for what we are and see ourselves for what we've been doing ourselves, I don't know, the blame game, it's the rich, it's the poor. No, it's the middle class. It's everyone. It's everyone. We've all been fucking zombified.
Miners, and not just miners on an island somewhere. Lord, we got folks in the street, ain't got nothing.
Just like we're going to do again right now. I was saying when he was talking about the miners. We have all these governors and senators putting in laws that are bad for the average person. In other words, shit that's been going on all along between young kids. When I remember when they set up the internet thing, yeah, it does look good, but I don't know if it's going to go through on that other camera. I may move it up. Yeah, I'm going to move it up to here. When I'm talking about that shit, what they did is they changed the laws to make it hard for the average person. First of all, the age for having sex always changed around. I don't think it ever went lower than like 14 years old. In certain countries, it maybe goes a little bit lower. But in the United States, it was actually acceptable. We were watching movies when we were growing up about the 20s and 30s about girls that were 14, 15 that were being married off into gentlemen's, even promissory. If it wasn't legal to get married, they were at least being promised at 13, 14 years old to a 20, 21-year-old if they promised to do good, stay in school, and inherit their parents' wealth or whatever. Then, of course, this daughter would go with that son and vice versa. So it was being done already with those age groups anyways, and then we pretend that we're going to frown upon all these other things, ignoring all the really bad shit. That's what's pissing me off about it, is Mel Gibson comes out. Where the fuck was Mel Gibson? First of all, Mel Gibson's a lying motherfucker. He's just an actor like all the other actors, right? So, he does the Jesus movie. He does The Passion. So when he does the Passion, of course, it's this one against that one, it's Jew against Christian and all this shit. And and he played on everybody's empathy neuron with that movie and everything like that. Then here he comes now with this other one. So where the fuck was he for all this time then? If he's telling us, just like a lot of these actors and actresses are telling us, oh yeah, we've known about this, and we knew Oprah Winfrey was doing this, and we knew that these guys were doing that. Yeah, everybody did. We all did. Everybody did. So we can't just blame them, because did everyone miss the Michael Jackson thing? Did everyone miss that his whole entire life? Because not only was he obviously abused, but then he grew up and he was abusing. And we all sat back and watched it. We just said that he had a lot of money, so we were going to let him get away with it. So who the fuck are we? You know, we should have stepped up and said no to all of it. But we didn't. And then years kept clicking by. Not just Michael Jackson. He's one person out of many, many, many that all got away with it. Then we just had all the Epstein thing and everything like that. Even the Epstein thing, the girls were at least 14, 15, 16 years old, starting to make some decisions for themselves at that time, that kind of thing. They were not the really bad guys like the fucking Subway guy or anything, because the Subway guy is a whole different fucking ailment. And those fucking pricks, they always got to walk free, especially if they were, connected in some way. They'd hide, So those people, it's not fucking, this is bullshit. So now he makes this movie, and now we're going to be mad at these 3 or 4 actresses. It's the same thing they did with the Epstein thing. We shouldn't have only been pissed off about Epstein. Someone should have been following those files if anyone really wanted to know. But no, we all want to be lied to. Everyone wants to be lied to. We don't want to admit the truth about anything. It's fucking ridiculous. So he's using that in the song as well, too, when he's talking about that.
Nothing to eat and the whole beef, milk and welfare. God, if you're 5'3" and you're 300 pounds, taxes ought not to pay for your bags of fudge rounds. Young men are putting themselves 6 feet in the ground. This whole this damn country.
Right. So why can't we be more specific about that? Why don't we go look at the True Creator's work, and we'll know that all sicknesses stem from different strains of Metellus. Electromagnetic nanocarbons, building blocks, is what they are. And the Metellus go all the way up to a bioscale and are built up to the bioscale. The matter of fact, they're the first things that these nanoliths, they call them nanolith Metellus, which are building blocks of everything. Every plant has its own, every animal has its own, every creature, species, and then they even separate again. That's what we would get down to calling, I guess, their genes, their exact specific gene. Those are all those carbons. Those are those carbons that are being used to build every species in this realm. That's how the builders know what it is they're building when they're building something. They know if they're building a tree by the carbons that are made up around, and they know what they want to absorb and use as materials to build that tree, because they know just by that original carbon. So that's why I keep saying it's important to put our carbons back into the system when we pass away, rather than embalm and bury, where it's underground for 150, 200 years before it even starts evaporating back into the system again. And then even then it's a slow process, because the bones take even longer and all that. And you want all your carbons back in the system. It's just makes sense. When you go look at the True Creator's work, you're going to realize, oh, I see what he's saying. It's not a conspiracy thing. It's not a religious thing. It's the way it's supposed to be. We made something religious out of it. We make too much out of it all. So these fucking assholes, man. So they don't do anything about the real bad people. What they do is they set up. I remember when they set up on the internet the thing. They were going to tell you where all the bad guys were, and I forget the name of the channel. It'll come to me too. I'm always all over the place. But anyways, they they set it up, and when I was first having kids, I was all freaked out about it, and I went and used it myself too. But then what I noticed was the age groups and the people that were being busted. And it was the same age groups that when I was a kid, they were doing the same thing. That's why I started to bring up the conversation the other day about those 13, 14-year-olds that were dating 17, 18-year-olds and that kind of thing. And some of them, their parents allowed them. Now, the reason why I started talking about that, I don't know where this thing is on time. I'll just try it. But so my mother was 14 and my father was 15 when they started dating. And then my mother just turned 15 when I was born, and my father just turned 16, I believe, when I was born. So under these rules, they would have been, wouldn't have made it. It would have been a real bad life for everybody. Me, my sister, my parents. It would have been a bad deal, right? Then another one that would have been bad too, you know. My buddy Kevin was another one because he was, I'm trying to remember their ages. So Kevin was 15 or 16, I believe. I think he just turned 16, that's right. And then his girlfriend that he was dating was 21 at the time, just turning 22 when she had the baby. So he got in a lot of shit because their parents said that he wasn't old enough, so they pressed charges against their own daughter at the time. And so, of course, the internet thing wasn't out at that time. But if it was, then his girlfriend would have been charged with, you know, she was actually charged with it. She was, but the only thing was, it wasn't for the whole world to see. It was a private thing, and she was embarrassed by it. And her father was a very religious person, Christian, I believe. So, so this shit was going on all along, and yes, there's a certain point in lines that you want to draw, but if everybody's being propagandized into what to do and programmed, because that's what it actually is, this propaganda that I keep talking about, it's programming, and we're accepting programming now in Oliver Anthony's song, and we're accepting the programming in every other aspect of our lives. So when it comes to there goes my video. So, alright, so I'll be back.
Does is keep on kicking them down. Lord, it's a damn shame what the world's gotten to. For people like me, for people like you, wish I could just wake up and it not be true, but it is. Oh, it is living in the new world with an old soul. These rich men know the rich men, Lord knows they all just wanna have total control. Wanna know what you think, wanna know what you do, and they don't think you know, but I know that you do. Cause your dollar ain't shit, and it's taxed to no end. Cause the rich men know the rich men. I've been selling my soul, working all day, overtime hours for bullshit pay. I've been selling my soul, working all day, overtime hours, with bullshit pay, so I can sit out here and waste my life away, drive back home and drown my troubles away. It's a damn shame what the world's gotten to. For people like me, people like you, wish I could just wake up and it not be true, but it is. All it is, living in the new world with an whole soul. These rich men know the rich men, Lord knows they all just wanna have total control. Wanna know what you think. politicians, look out for miners, and not just miners on an island somewhere. Lord, we got folks in the street, ain't got nothing to eat, and the whole beast milking welfare. God, if you're 5'3" and you're 300 pounds, taxes ought not to pay for your banks of foot drowned. Young men are putting themselves 6 feet in the ground, 'cause all this damn country does is keep on kicking them down. Lord, it's a damn shame what the world's gotten to for people like me, for people like you. Wish I could just wake up and it not be true, but it is. All it is, living in the new world with an whole soul. These rich men know the rich men, Lord knows they all just wanna have total control. Wanna know what you think, wanna know what you do, and they don't think you know, but I know that you do. 'Cause your dollar ain't shit, and it's taxed to no end, 'cause the rich men know the rich men. I've been selling my soul, working all day, overtime hours for bullshit pay. I've been selling my soul, working all day, overtime hours for bullshit pay, so I can sit out here and waste my life away, drive back home and drown my troubles away. It's a damn shame what the world's gotten to for people like me, for people like you. Wish I could just wake up and it not be true, but it is. All it is, living in the new world with an whole soul. These rich men know the rich men, Lord knows they all just wanna have total control. Wanna know what you think, wanna know what you do, and they don't think you know, but I know that you do. 'Cause your dollar ain't shit, and it's taxed to no end, 'cause the rich men know the rich men. I wish politicians would look out for miners, and not just miners on an island somewhere. Lord, we got folks in the street, ain't got nothing to eat, and the whole beast milking welfare. God, if you're 5'3" and you're 300 pounds, taxes ought not to pay for your banks of foot drowned. Young men are putting themselves 6 feet in the ground, 'cause all this damn country does is keep on kicking them down. Lord, it's a damn shame what the world's gotten to for people like me, for people like you. Wish I could just wake up and it not be true, but it is. All it is, living in the new world with an whole soul. These rich men know the rich men, Lord knows they all just wanna have total control. Wanna know what you think, wanna know what you do, and they don't think you know, but I know that you do. 'Cause your dollar ain't shit, and it's taxed to no end, 'cause the rich men know the rich men. I've been selling my soul, working all day, overtime hours, bullshit pay. with an whole soul. Richmond, north of Richmond, Lord knows they all just wanna have total control. Wanna know what you think, wanna know what you do, and they don't think you know, but they know that you do. 'Cause your dollar ain't shit, and it's constantly in, 'cause the rich men, 'cause the rich men. I wish politicians would look out for miners, and not just miners on an island somewhere. Lord, we got folks in the street, ain't got nothing to eat, and the whole beast milking welfare. God, if you're 5'3" and you're 300 pounds, taxes ought not to pay for your bags of fudge rounds. Young men are putting themselves 6 feet in the ground. Is all this damn